You call yourself ugly before they do. You laugh at yourself the loudest, even if it's not true. You thank yourself for being so entertaining. You're such sunshine, especially when it starts raining. You listen to them drunk, because they will not listen sober. You end the relationship before she gets too close or says it's over. You hold yourself accountable for a 15-year-old rage. You lash at yourself at 3 a.m. for not being the perfect sage, because in the dark, no one can see you beat yourself up for the smallest mistakes. You eat yourself to sleep. You eat yourself in dreams. You eat yourself about sleeping too much so you sleep some more. The art of self-hate is forgetting that less is more. Thinking you will not rest till you settle these petty scores. You cannot take a compliment. You do not believe a promise. You're a professor of lack of faith built on rust with a PhD on distrust. Because you remember what it sounds like in the back of the class. Because the class clowns, you were a punchline, and to the bullies, you were a punch bag. And God forbid your parents heard you cry or heard that you try to punch back. The art of self-harm is thinking this is who you are, not believing that time will take care of closing these scars. Thinking that you will always be stuck in mud, that you can never escape, molded in claims made when even the clay fades. Grudge holds stacks, bitterness on both ends. Because when was the last time you even believed a friend? When was the last time you didn't think they would leave, or how they'd react to the fears you misperceived? The art of abandonment is always calling her back. To feel loved by someone who had something you thought you lacked. The art of spite and revenge is letting the hate cook, marinating the what-ifs and leaving the wisecrooked, never fixing perspective, inspecting motives and shook. Infected rodents will fester in every page of your book. No wonder you feel so heavy. Have you ever forgiven anyone that has hurt you? You can't just wake up one day and forget how you were dealt. All the people that hurt you need to feel what you felt. Vices or devices, you choose the addiction. Building a castle of glass, reciting the same story of fiction. The art of isolation is building a loaded gun, shooting the boat with holes, then slowly drowning the sun, watching your shoulders shrug, a war of tug with luck. Every time you need help, you never dare ask for a hug, when all you want is a kind wish and a colorful sweater, something to keep the frostbite away in this cold weather, something a little more gentle to say, like the spring in April or a prayer in May. And then comes the day when you learn the hard way that pride is not enough to keep running the whole way. You're too young to let go, too old to hold a grudge, too slow to blow knuckles, too fast not to judge. The art of slowing down is realizing you have only 2 hands, 2 eyes, and 2 ears. You learn that 2 feet are just enough to stand. You cannot catch every thought. You cannot fix every broken. You cannot be the best at everything, and you cannot always be chosen. The art of growing up is sitting down to grieve. The child that once was, and the boy that once dreamed. You take both their hands and you sit them down to bed. Tell them it's my turn now, so rest your weary heads. The art of moving on is sitting quietly, thanking nostalgia, your best friend, for keeping you company. Watching him slowly fade like your choices, or worries. Whichever way it lands won't matter, like all your sorries. You thank God for weakness and for needing others to cross. You thank God for victory and the lessons of loss, for messages unexpected, for distant prayers and thoughts, for a painful silence that teaches you to listen to the birds, for the peace you find in stitching yourself in every word. The art of self-care is holding yourself close, reminding all of your demons not to mess with the host. You go to sleep knowing that you have done your absolute, raising your hands and giving your spirit a silent salute. The art of self-love is about changing perspective, seeing the future distance, but eyeing the retrospective. So take the brush and paint all your story irrespective. When you stumble, remember that all art is subjective.